Very quickly. While I resend my co-comms partner a cheeky little invite again, I'd just like to welcome you all straight back to FPRL. We are on round 4. It is into the Sin City, that is Las Vegas. Our Tier 2s will be taking news round again this week. After what has happened on Monday night, sadly I didn't catch it, so I didn't even see who the winner was. But on to tonight. We are back, as I said, for round 4. Last week, if we anything to go on, surprise winner, I think many people would think of, that was Radical. Obviously, one of our guys came up from Tier 3 last season, has been able to go and claim his first win in Tier 2. And in my in the cause box tonight is myself, Crosscreek 1888, and joined by a new face of
Major Allen, 99.
Yeah, Major Allen has decided to jump in tonight to help out with comms, as David, I think, as a lot of people would have thought last week, he was very poorly, could hardly talk. So thanks to him for last week, and I think it was just right that he has to sit out this week. Takes care of that sexy voice for next week when he hopefully will come back. But on to this week, Alan. Yourself, did you race on Monday night?
I did race on Monday night.
How did that go for you?
Went quite well. I started P14 and finished P8, which wasn't too bad.
That's a
We
good result for
started
yourself.
off dry in the race, and then probably about 6 laps to the end we had wet weather. So
Hopefully we might get a bit of weather tonight, maybe.
caused a bit of chaos.
Maybe could spice up the race. But as we are talking, Fishdix is just setting up for his first flying lap. So Alan, if you want to quickly take us around this lap with Fishdix.
Yep, I can do. Just coming across the line, it's going to start. Hopefully gets the apex right in the corner, because some people do hit the corners. I've done it a few times. Comes cleanly into the first sector. Hopefully a good first sector time. Get into set the pace. First sector time he's done a 26.132, which hopefully people will get more close to that. Coming through to the second sector, he's got a few cars in the way. Hopefully they'll move over and let him pass so he can set his first flying lap. Just coming onto the big straight into the second DRS zone. Hopefully cars will move out the way nicely for him, not be on the racing line, using most of his ERS up on the back straight, coming into the tricky chicane. Catches too much of the curb and has invalidated his time on the chicane, which you don't want to be doing on that corner. I've seen a few drivers on Monday night doing the exact same thing, getting that chicane, and that's it, lap's done.
That's very unfortunate for Fishdix, as we now ride on board with Steele. He's been pretty strong throughout the start of the season. He's going to get a massive tow from his teammate Squidgem. So should be seeing TJ get diving out of the way here to make sure he doesn't get in the way, but doesn't look like it's actually going to be the case. So Steele is just going to follow his teammate all the way around the end of the slap. Big tank slapper on the entry, which is going to cost him a lot of time. Of course, he still does get that slight bit of slipstream coming up towards the line, which will save that mistake. Probably just not enough. So we can see when he comes across the line, it's 31.5. So he is there. Definitely would have been provisional pole.
Oh, when it comes to collateral, lads.
It's collateral sandbag strikes again. Obviously, the two Hasses have been running together as well.
It's not as quick,
They've been.
It is not as quick as his time trial.
Well, track will need to still get a bit of rubber down on
Oh,
it. We
still,
will know
Gary's binned it. He's binned it on the chicane.
See, once we see fish sticks, are we going to see the body that is going to be Gary? It doesn't look like it, but obviously on the exit of this chicane, he must have hit the wall and has fired the car straight over. And that's the end of his qualifying session. So it will be P16 for Gary. Nothing that he can do. But there's plenty of overtaking chances here. So, you know, he still could fight through this field. And if some safety cars go his way, it's definitely a possibility that he could still grab some good points. As we back to the two Williams, looks like they're just coming in on their in lap. So it's actually a pass of Radical, it might be. Was very close to the Williams. He gets through, so he's on his hot lap. So see how he does. Obviously our race winner last week by Tao had got the 3-second time penalty. It just cost him in the end by about, I think it was 6-7 tenths that Radical was able to grab it by. And he still shows this good pace with 32 dead. 8 tenths off, but really just 5 tenths off P2 straight away. So he'll be happy with that as his first lap.
You know what, as at a time yet, it's Monkey Boy, which he's invalidated his run, so he's got to go again. He's building up his ERS, ready for another run.
So he will be one to look out for, as it looks like most people are either on an in lap. One person who doesn't look like to be is Biddle. So keep an eye on him as he comes down the back straight. Obviously DRS is open. Quite a lot of his battery has been used. As he gets through the chicane, takes a lot of the inside curb and does invalidate. So that is definitely one to look out for tonight with that chicane. Take too much and your lap is straight away gone.
Monkey's decided to box for probably a fresh set of tyres.
As Gary in the chat says, slightly grazed the wall, tyre completely ripped off, was purple.
Oh dear.
As we just seen, Bread is cool, goes a tenth and a half quicker, puts him up into P7. So that looks like that is our first set of runs completed. Obviously we've got Gary not setting a time. He has decided he'd rather touch a wall than set a lap. Fishsticks, who we did see invalidate, Lexus and Monkey Boy, both not setting times as well. So with 10 minutes left in this session, Alan, is there any real surprises that you see in this top 12 so far?
Well, I'm surprised that I've been ads being up top. I know he'd probably be up there in the top 3. Didn't expect him to go P1, but that's ads for you. We all know what he's like. Bit of a hot demon. To be honest, I thought Fishsticks at the moment, well, he's not set a lap, but I reckon he'll probably be around. He's just setting a time now. I reckon it will.
As he makes contact with an Aston Martin,
He's just
does
come
look
out
to be Revengezilla. Revengezilla does get a 5-place grid penalty for that. Fishsticks invalidated his first lap, and now contact on the entry into turn 1 on his second lap. So that's his 2 runs completely done. We can see the damage on the left side of his front wing. Has to box. If he's smart, he'll try to take good care of these tires, that he could go again on the same set. But that's definitely not what he's going to be wanting. You can see how he suffers with the understeer. Just completely misses the chicane.
Lexus is on our hot lap. He's just coming onto the DRS. Great. Let's see what his time. Let's see what his time is. Hopefully the Ferrari in front is not on the lap.
You might be getting the very tail end of a slipstream from this Ferrari.
Let's see what,
so he could be getting.
Let's see what he does. If he invalidates. Oh, catches the curb too much. Almost loses the back end.
So we are seeing a lot of that from the drivers tonight, as we actually see Lexus has used up all of his battery for this lap, so he has hampered himself coming up to the line, but still P10. That's probably actually not a bad lap when we see the mistakes cost him a couple of tenths, and he did run out of battery quite early. So he's definitely going to be up there and about, I would say, once we get the final runs in on the board. As we'll ride on board with Dynamo Dan. He hasn't really had the best of the season so far, being caught up in a couple of incidents. Doesn't seem really much fault of his own. He just seems to be in the wrong place, the wrong time. So see in the middle of sector 2, just left, right, left. As we get towards a sort of straight, it's just flat out right and left for the heavy braking before we get to the back straight. I say this as if he's on a lap. He's on no battery whatsoever, so this is just a very quick outlap from Dan.
Monkey Boy's just starting his second run after invalidating his lap. Let's see what Monkey can do on his set of tyres.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on Monkey. Obviously, one of the few left that needs to set a lap time. So we will keep an eye on him for the rest of this lap. Make sure he does keep it valid through the end of Sector 1. It's going to be a 26.2, so it's slightly down on... It was Fishstick's first lap. It's a bit just over a tenth down on Fishstick's where he would have been. As long as he can set up now 2 good exits. He's got 1 good exit here. Now on to the run down to the tricky braking zone before the back straight. And needs to prioritise his exit again here. Get that long run. Unfortunately, he won't get any help from any cars in front, so it's just all him and his engine with the DRS and the battery. See how much of this battery he will use.
Hopefully he'll keep 50%. Enough. Hopefully he'll keep enough for the straight before the start finish line.
As he does use quite a lot, he needs to make sure he has that little bit spare for the end of this lap. He should be able enough to. Probably one of the few that's actually caught that chicane right, so that's a crucial exit he's got on the run to the line. Does have that slight bit of batteries, just ran out, but it should be good enough for Monkey Boy. He goes P7 with a 31.9. It's a great time from Monkey. Again, he's had trouble again in the couple of weeks that we have been racing, so I think he'll be happy enough with P7 so far, with 5.5 minutes just under.
Yeah, Fishsticks is just coming on to the last straight to do his lap. Literally gone in, left it till about 5 minutes to come out, do a lap, and see what he can do.
Yeah, so if he can get this lap right, he won't be able to get another lap on the board with 5 minutes to go. So it's a kind of all or nothing lap here from Fishsticks. Obviously his 2 previous runs, 1 invalid and 1 a bit of contact with an Aston Martin. So it looks like he's going to get a clear run at the track now. See how he does in this first sector. It was 26.1 on his first invalid lap. Again, it is a 26.1 for his 3rd lap on the board. So see how he gets through this second sector.
Just talking about a lap, Bidley's just gone up to P2 with 1:31.352.
So we do have someone on the pace of Collateral Lads. It is the teammate that we see of Fishsticks, Biddle. So that's a great great lap from him. He might have a chance to get in and back out. It will be tight as he's just coming up towards the back straight. But we'll keep an eye on Fishsticks as we have a yellow sector 3 at the chicane with no cars there. So God knows what this game's taking.
The 2 teammates.
2 Hasses are definitely playing the team game. We've seen it last week and we're seeing it again this week. Ads has decided to play the team game for Radical, see if he can get pushed up, which he does up to P3 with 31.4, and Fishsticks bails out of this lap. It wasn't good enough, so he's happy enough to come back in for a new set of tyres for one last lap. But Radical and Biddle both set their times, P2 and P3 with 3.5 minutes to go. This is starting to get a bit tasty. Looks like everybody is starting to come into the pits. Zilla, he's
just
still on a lap.
He's just started his lap. This will be his last run in this qualifying.
He's back there. He had no battery. He was on no ERS either, so he's just going. You might need to hurry up for a quick in lap with the 130 time. You know, and in laps about a 140, 145. He might not have enough time for this. So by the looks of it, he's going to have to stick on these tires and go for one last run. We will start seeing everybody start coming out. See, it's Noah and Steele. Steele's definitely one to look out for, I think. He's definitely nowhere near where he should be. I think he could be possibly in the 130s. And by the looks of it, he's going to get maybe a slipstream from his teammate like we've seen on his first lap. So it just seems everything is quiet for now. For 2 minutes to go, everybody is on their out laps.
Yep.
2 minutes to go, Alan. Who do you think's getting pole?
I'm not trying to be biased here, but I still think Lads is going to get pole. Not being biased, but I know he's my mate and everything, but I'm doing that lap. I reckon probably be him, possible Radical, P2 and Bidley. But it all depends on what he can do on his last run.
So we definitely want to look out for. He is on his out lap. His teammate though isn't. So it looks like Ads will be left on his own to try to eke out a little bit of a gap. Just under a tenth to Biddle. But as we're saying that, Noah does set a purple sector 1. So he looks like he's on the charge. And he might get a bit of help here from the McLaren in front, which does look like to be Biddle. So keep an eye on Noah. Can he just try to catch the tail end of this slipstream, help him all the way down the back straight? How does he go through sector 2? Is it purple as well? It is. He's 3/10 up. So at the minute, it is neck and neck between him and Ads. Crucially, Ads had a great toe. Noah, is he going to have as good as one? The McLaren in front doesn't use any battery.
Oh,
so he is actually
has crashed.
So that is the end of the session for Zilla with 30 seconds to go. But Noah does look like he is on the charge here. He wants to take this provisional pole. He has enough battery, just about to run out, but gets to the line to 130.9.
That's a lap to be beaten.
Definitely Noah has laid down the challenge for Ads, for Biddle. And crucially for Ads, though.
Steele's not improving. He's invalidated his lap.
So that's the end of it for Steele. Diamond Douchey, he's a 10th down at the minute. What's Biddle like? For me, it's saying he's 3 seconds down. Now he's a 10th up. So he's in around Ads, but he still needs another 4/10 improvement on top of that. As you can see, the car gets slightly sideways through the middle of sector 2, but shouldn't have hampered him that much. There's going to be something I want to look out for here. Radical is on an out lap. He's waiting for Ads.
Ads is quite a big gap. He's two temps up, and he's invalidated.
So what it looks like is it's all down to Biddle. He's slightly up. So at the minute, he can maybe snatch P2 off Collateral Lads. Diamond Douchey, what can he do? He's again slightly up, but he has invalidated further down. Lexus is just over 2/10 up, so keep an eye on him. Biddle right in behind him, so that we know straight away who to follow after this one. See, Lexus gets a great run through the chicane. We'll have a slight bit of slipstream from the Mercedes in front, which does look to be Mongo. Mongo sets 32 dead. He can't improve. Lexus up to 8th. Where does Biddle go, though? Biddle goes up to P2. Slightly misses out by 700ths of a second to Noah. Cruiser, great lap up to P4 with 31.2. Who else have we got? Looks like it's just going to be Breda's Cool.
No, but he's 2 minutes. He's
done.
No, but he's gone.
So what it looks like is it's Noah has snatched pole position away from Ads with 2 minutes left in the session, and it looks like he is our pole sitter for tonight. Gary saying, how is he not last? The game felt sorry for you, Gary. Plus, Zilla has a five place grid penalty as well. So you're
Unfortunately.
starting P14, Gary. That's from where you could have been. That's all right. So we quickly look through the field here. Noah, P1, Biddle, great lap. MP2 narrowly misses out. Then a slight bit of a gap, 3/10 to Ads, just couldn't improve on his first lap. Cruiser with a great lap at the end, gets up to P4. And Radical still shows the pace from last week, sticks that Haas on P5. So he could be another one to look out for tonight. So as we are getting ready, we should be having a 3 to 4 minute wait for these guys to get their tyre strategies done. But speaking of tyre strategies, what are we looking like, Alan? One stop, two stop?
I played it based on Monday. I did a one stop. I did mediums to hards, and I did 18 laps on the hards, and they still had enough grip in them till the end of the race. Even though we had the rain at the end, few people coming for intermediates, but it was not wet enough for intermediates. So I stayed out, and the hards are better compound at Las Vegas. My mediums went off probably they were going off about lap 7, so they were getting a right hammering.
And obviously, this is a relatively new track on the calendar. Been on the calendar for a couple of years now. How do you actually find this track in the game and while watching it in real life?
I've never watched Las Vegas on the TV. I've never watched it, but playing the game, I've watched a few YouTube videos of people going around on Las Vegas. It's a lot like highlights. So I've watched some of the highlights, and it races different when if you're racing it yourself. It races a lot different because if you catch corners wrong, you've got barriers. So no matter what you do, if you get it wrong, you're in the barrier. You'll either lose your wing or your tyre.
And we've already seen that twice tonight with Gary and Vancilla both retiring in qualifying due to hitting a wall. So if that's anything to go by, it looks like Bert Mylander might not be in for a quiet night tonight. We could be seeing a couple of safety cars. As Alan says, the walls are that close that one simple mistake and you're straight in them.
It's like on Monday we had quite a few incidents of people getting too close to the barriers. And I must admit, I've done it. I did it a few times on Monday. I got a bit close to the wall, hit it, but I didn't lose any. I didn't have any damage on my car, which was a bonus. But I also, coming up on the big straight, coming off the corner, I was getting a bit of a tank slapper, so it was trying not to go too far outwards and hitting the barrier. It was trying to find that sweet spot.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me, it's just something like Monaco around here. At sometimes you just have to commit to the corner with the barrier being so close. The closer you can get to that barrier, the more time you're just going to gain. If you can commit yourself to this track, I think you'll find a lot of time. And it seemed like It's Noah has been able to do that so far in qualifying. Whether you can hold that off in the race.
I've never done Monaco, so I wouldn't have a clue.
Let's just say I love Monaco just because of the commitment.
I
just love to throw the car
I'm not looking forward to my other league I do because one of the tracks is Monaco. I am not looking forward to it.
You'll be grand. You'll survive. Maybe. Probably not.
No, in my luck, no.
Shouldn't be too much longer here. Probably I would say probably not actually. I think it was 8:24. As I say that, we have 1 light, 2 light, 3 light, 4 lights, and 5 red lights. And we are away in Sin City for the Las Vegas Grand Prix. It's Noah does get a good start. Has been able to cover off Biddle. Odds though is trying to stick it around the outside, which will be the inside. It looks like maybe a slight bit of contact, which is going to allow Cruiser to try to take a bit on Odds. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. He is going to be under pressure though from Radical. Are they going to go side by side, or are they going to go three wide? It looks like that Lexus now is going to try to get down the inside of Radical. We see Steel in behind trying to get down on Diamond Douchey. Lexus has made that move, and Steel has also made the move. So two positions in the exact same corner. Both of them guys.
They've all kept it clean on the first couple of corners. Oh, just seen some wing go off on Mongo. Mongo's had a bit of a collision. He's lost a bit of his end plate.
So we've already got one car that has a bit of damage. It is the Mercedes of Mongo. We can see he's losing his right front end plate. So he's already straight under pressure from Bretta's Cool, who is in behind. But one person who's already made up a couple of positions is Gary. Started P14, already up to P11. So one Mercedes got damaged, the other one making the positions up. And as I say, making positions up, Lexus is going to try to stick it down the inside of Cruiser. And we see Steel as well, trying to make this move happen. They're going three wide in behind. Steel gets down the inside. We can see Cruiser as well, trying to get down the inside as well. He makes that move, so Radical loses two positions in the same straight, but someone did seem to go wide there. Again, it's just side by side now. It's Diamond, Douchey and Radical. Diamond, can he get down the inside towards turn one? Radical's fended off. He will get a bit of slipstream from Cruiser, but he could be boxed in here, which looks like it is going to happen. So Diamond gets down the inside, but Radical does get the inside for the next one. So it near enough is as you were. Is it as you were? It is for now. So a very interesting first lap. And I tell you, the action just keeps on coming with these guys. These two, Radical and Diamond.
I'll keep switching.
Radical is lagging for some reason, and Diamond has been able to get past Radical after about a half a lap of trying. But we've seen already in the first lap and a half how crazy this track is for overtakes.
I like these races where it's all action. There's a lot of overtakes. Gives us more of an insight of what these drivers can do.
We go up to the front of the field. We see Ed Snowa. It's going to be his first real test without the DRS. What is his wings like? Has he got enough straight line speed to fend off from the McLaren of Biddle? Looks like that's the case for now, but down in behind again, we see these guys go three wide. Diamond Douchey round the outside of Radical. Is space given? Space is, and a great move we see from Diamond Douchey, and Lexus being able to get up past Radical as well. So Lexus, is it up 5 already? From what I think. I'll double check it right now. Up 4 positions.
Collateral Lads has got front wing damage. Right end plate.
So that is going to cost him a lot of pace, and maybe that's why Lexus been able to get past.
I saw some debris go flying.
As we get the onboard shot of Ads getting sorry about that, getting overtaken by Steel down the inside of the first DRS zone, but Ads breaks a lot later than Steel right up the rear end of the Williams. But this is where he will struggle with that slight bit of damage. So Steel now leads the way, leads the charge to try to get these Lexus leads the way to try to get these top two. You've already claimed a second and a half, and that's basically down to Diamond, Radical, Lexus and Steel all fighting each other in the first lap.
There's a bit of a gap between 5th and 6th. There's a DRS train building behind Diamond Douchey, which will give the
look like
about 2.5 seconds. So here comes Radical for a move, and Monkey.
Yeah, so we're seeing a lot of overtakes happening on this long DRS straight, second of which are on the track. So at the minute, Radical now 3 seconds behind his teammate Collateral Lads, who we know has damage. And while we were talking, Noah has lost that position to Biddle with down the DRS strip, but he's all over the rear end of Biddle. But this slight bit of fighting is allowing Steel, Lexus and Ads all to catch up back to this front field. 1.2 seconds is the gap, and that could be coming down in this middle sector if Noah does try to go for a move. Try to go for a move on Biddle. So ideally for them, they just want to keep this pretty clean. Just try to DRS train away from them, but Biddle does make a mistake. Goes slightly wide. That's going to hamper his exits. He has survived 4 now. See him behind them. Third, fourth, and fifth have closed that gap straight down now to 9/10. So it does look like we are going to see a DRS train.
You know, I said about Mongo losing his right end plate. He had a collision with TJ on the first lap. Just
So
check the race director.
That explains that one then. Why Mongo has got the damage. But we will go down the field slightly. We see the 2 Ferraris. Cruiser has had an awful start from P4 down to P11. We quickly switch over to the tires again. We see 3 hard runners at the start. One of them, which is Cruiser. Fishsticks and Zilla trying to go long here.
Just seeing some more end plate damage from someone behind Cruz.
Quick look. Mongo does come in to the box, try to fix this wing. Probably just hampering him a bit too much. So he is the first one into the box. Should be sticking on the hards, trying to go long here and possibly actually get to the end. But Noah has got past Biddle again to take the race lead. Biddle though right up the gearbox, and crucially for them though, Steele is back on the rear end of Biddle. So we have a 5-way fight now for the 4P1 at the minute, but this is always going to chop and change with these 2 DRS straights. They're just that long that basically overtakes are guaranteed probably well before the corner. See, Steele is really all over the rear end of Biddle. As we actually see, Noah has clipped the outside wall. He's lost his front right tire, and we got a virtual safety car on track.
And
So,
he's DNF'd. Oh dear. He's got P1 in qualifying, and that's a bit of an odd place to lose your car.
I did say before we did start racing that he has been probably getting very close to the walls to gain that lap time that he did in qualifying. Maybe just a bit too close to the walls to ride his luck, and he's just paid the price. It's what you said before this race started. You know, it's very easy to, as Lexus actually gets an ignoring yellow flag.
Collateral lad is in the pits. He's probably coming to change his front wing.
Yeah, so he will get a slightly free pit stop here. Will only lose probably half the time what he would have if he were on the green flag.
He's come in for his wing repair in that earlier incident.
He does lose out on Monkey Boy. And luckily for him, he hasn't lost out on Diamond Douchey. And straight away, as soon as they come out, we get green flag racing again. And look who's back up, MP4, just by not pitting. Cruiser is back. Does have quite a bit of time to find. So we are a 2-way battle now for the lead, with a Collateral Ads and Lexus both pitting. Say that Collateral Ads and Monkey Boy now are going side by side. Monkey gets the inside line. Can he get stopped in time? He is able to. Has to ride the curb though. That is going to hamper him. Ads all over the back with the DRS, and then behind them, Diamond Douchey is going to be looking to try to get both of them.
Even though Silverside Boy pitted, he still come back out in P10 after a disaster in qualifying.
Yeah, if we're going anything to say that these hards can do 18 laps and they still felt comfortable, then it looks like these boys are going to the end of the race. Yep. But as we see, Diamond Douchey gets Ads with the DRS. Can he get close enough to Monkey? Just not close enough. So he just gets the one position on Ads. Ads might have got a corner cut warning there. Does ride that curb pretty hard. As we have yellow in sector 3, it's Lexus. So that was 2 of our front runners out. And he set the outside wall with safety car out on track.
He hit it on the chicane again. That chicane's going to catch quite a few people out. And it's caught another one out.
Luckily for the front three who decided not to box, probably Radical couldn't really box with his teammate going in front of him. So he's definitely dodged the bullet here. He'll be able to come in. Biddle will be able to come in. Steels just took the race lead. He'll be able to come in. So, crucially, will they be able to get out in front of Monkey Boy and Diamond Douchey? So as this race does settle down now onto this safety car, we will have a quick look at position changes. Big gainer, still obviously P1 now, started P8, so he's up 7. Fishsticks and Revengezilla both up 10 positions, so it's a great race for them so far. Monkey Boy, he's up 3. Gary, as I said earlier, he's still up 4 positions, and he's made his pit stop. But I think he'll stay P10 the way that these guys should be coming into the pits here. We'll just run to the front of the field just to make sure. Yep, Steel, Biddle, and will Radical come in?
He is coming in. He does come in.
So we will have a couple of hard runners in between the real front fight of this group. So it will be Cruiser that leads this race once we get back under green flag racing from Fishsticks, from Revengezilla. Obviously these 3 guys will have to still make a pit stop. But does Steel get it out in front? Yes, he gets well out in front of the rest of the field. Does Radical though? He could be getting a good bit here. He needs to put the foot down on the exit. I think he might have just lost out 2 yards. Probably actually isn't the worst position to be, right in behind Ads. We see Ads has the pace. If he can just stick with him, you know, we could be seeing a Radical podium maybe by the end of this race. So as we are under safety car, sadly I don't have the budget that David Lowface has with his capture card to show up some sort of shite that he does. Lucky him. As we do have this safety car, why not just talk a bit of real life F1? Obviously we did have the I'm going brain dead here. What was on Sunday? Fuck's sake. Mexico. Brazilian Grand Prix, yes. Obviously, Max came from P17 to win that race. It looks like championship is over for Lando Norris. He needs an absolute miracle. How do you find this season has actually went? Have you found it a good season for F1 to watch? Or is it kind of been one of them ones? It's been good in parts, boring in others.
I personally couldn't. I would have loved to watch it, but I work weekends, so I have trouble watching the race because I work weekends and I work in the evening, so it's a bit difficult trying to manage work and watch the Grand Prix. But I normally watch some of the highlights on YouTube, so I still keep up with Formula 1, but just not watching it live, which is a bit of a pain.
Yep, I know that feeling. It's basically for me, any Sunday that the race is on, I'm working. And then if the race isn't on, I'm not working. So it just seems to be that way for me. So I'm busy yourself. I haven't been able to watch the full race yet. Obviously I know the results. Bit of a shame, but looks like championship is over for Lando this year. I'm just hoping these McLarens can keep this pace going into next year before we do have the regulation change in 2026.
But even if I'm not working I only work till 6 o'clock on a Sunday, but if I'm not working, it's normally straight home, something to eat, and then jump on for the F2 cars on the Sunday evening, which
is a load of fun, we'll say.
Oh yeah, it gives me about an hour, hour and a half, just to get something to eat bit of practice, and then I'm in. I don't get that chance to do much practicing. But with
So,
FPRL, I'll try and get practice in the week when I'm off, and then Monday normally go out in the morning and then get back for about lunchtime-ish and smash out on some practice, get my setup fine-tuned, and I'll, like I did on Monday, I had a good race.
well, it definitely looks like the practice is starting to pay off. So
I,
it is for
I,
yourself.
we- I went with, on rear wing I went, front I went 8 and in the back I went 0, and the setup somehow worked. I don't normally go that low due to the fact of my experience of racing, but I tested it and it just worked.
So it looks like we're getting back on the green flag racing as Cruiser tries to get the jump on Fishsticks. He has got a slight jump. Fishsticks could be under a bit of trouble, but saying who's under trouble, it looks like Steele. Biddle right in behind, trying to make a move down the inside, just can't make it happen. Obviously, though, these front three are on worn hard, so they're going to find a bit of a task. Try to hold the rest of the field up, and Zilla, I think he knows that, so he's happy enough to let Steele go for now. So Steele's already past one, as I see Diamond Douchey getting out the outside of Hads. Can he make that stick? He does. Fair play to them both, giving each other sufficient amount of room. So it looks like at the minute Diamond Douchey does have the pace to maybe push on for a great result tonight in that Red Bull. But it's all down to now. Can the rest of the field try to follow Steele through? Obviously, Biddle is trying to get down the inside of Zilla. Zilla hasn't really fought that whatsoever. He knows this really isn't his fight for now. Now it's up to Biddle. Just over a second behind Steele, so he won't have the DRS. If that's the case next lap, Steele will try to get past Fishsticks and Cruiser as soon as possible. Will he try to stick the overtake on? Doesn't look like it. He's happy enough to sit in behind for now. But saying that, he is gaining. He's trying to look down the inside, maybe try to scare off Fishsticks with a move. Try to put him off slightly. Big mistake goes from
Got
Steele.
past Diamond Douchey.
So Ads has decided that move has been made again, and Zilla, it just looks like he's going backwards now. Ads down the inside of him, just not close enough. But Diamond Douchey, we can see him behind, trying to get a move down the inside. Nearly got chopped off. He's been able to try to stick it there, just hasn't been able to get the grip down. See Radical right in behind though, ready to pounce on any little mistakes. And one guy I think really to look out for tonight is going to be Gary. He's basically going to the end of this race, and I think we might see a good bit of pace out of him towards the end of this race to try to get a great result for him. Still Steele is stuck in behind Fishsticks. So as we are coming up the half race distance, is there any real surprisers at the minute for you, Alan, where they are? Obviously, we've got the front two that haven't boxed, but apart from them, is anyone really surprising you?
At the moment, not really. Where they started, the only one that's really made up positions is Vencilla. He's down in P16th and he's up to P6 now. He could be one to get up in there, but he's not stopped yet, so he's still got to stop.
As you see, Steele does get that move done on Fishsticks. So now there's another car, but luckily for Biddle, it is his teammate of Fishsticks. So I say there should be a bit of team orders here going on. Fishsticks, do not hold up Biddle. Do not hold up Biddle. Is probably the message that is being said at the minute. So we should be seeing Fishsticks, I would say, get it right out of the way for his teammate to try to push straight back onto the back of it. Or Steele, who actually might have clipped the outside wall there. He's got away with no damage. Is he going to try to make a move down the inside? Doesn't look like it. He's happy enough to sit right in behind. Fishsticks is going to stay in behind Steele, but crucially they've already made a gap. Radical picks up the first of the 3 second time penalties tonight. So that's not ideal for him. But there is a gap forming between Monkey Boy and Diamond Douchey of 1.5 seconds. You see, Cruiser has been absolutely hounded, actually, down into P4 straight away. So he must have made a mistake. Surely the three of them couldn't have got past him that easily. So, as we see, Steele just over a second in front of Fishsticks. So Fishsticks won't get the DRS. Biddle will have to try to get this move made with the DRS straight away to try to stick with Steele and to allow him to get away with this one this
I've
quickly.
just noticed Radical's just had a bit of a collision with the wall. He's got right front end plate missing.
So that probably explains why he's picked up 3-second time penalty if he is getting that slight bit of understeer. Do you see the right front is completely gone?
I'm just seeing him ghost a bit and I'm thinking, oh, he's hit the wall.
I tell you, Carey at the minute, he's actually lost right front end plate himself, but he's all over the back of collateral ads. Going left and right, trying to put ads off, trying to just on the braking zone, see if ads will outbrake himself at the minute. But nothing doing for now. So it looks like he has to sit right in behind, but we see Biddle has got past his teammate, but there's a 1.6 seconds gap to Steele in front. Biddle might have got a warning there for that one. So he's definitely having to push the car now, try to get this gap straight back down. See the battery difference between Steele. Steele 75%, Biddle 20%. So it's all advantage Steele for now.
Bidley did get a warning for that. Which
Didn't come
be
as a shocker.
interesting.
See, pretty much clearly cut. That's all down to the two McLarens now, trying to DRS train each other. Can't hold each other up though too much. And as I say that, they're going side by side, which is actually allowing Monkey Boy get slingshotting them both inside of both of them, but he just about gets the car stopped in time. Goes sideways, drifting towards the wall. We see Diamond Douchey. Are they trying to think about three wide? No. Monkey just goes pure Colin McRae in that Alpine. Nearly collects himself in the wall. Has got away with it with a great move.
Two McLarens going side by side.
Jeez, guys, I wouldn't be doing that if I were you. That's risky, to say the least, going side by side at turn one. Pretty easy. Good bit of understeer.
Teammates, you don't want to be doing that.
See, Diamond Douchey putting the pressure
Just being
right on
squeezed out.
Fishsticks.
What's the back of the field looking like? Silverside Boyd's now in P9 in front of Dynamo Dan. So he's picking up the pace now. Trying to get higher up.
So basically everyone apart from Steele is all in one massive DRS train now. Monkey leads the way. Steele's decided, I'm out of here. You can all fight among yourselves. So he's 3.7 seconds up the road. Nothing is really going to stop him barring a stupid mistake from himself. You see Collateral Ads gets a move done on Cruiser. So Cruiser, or sorry, Ads with the damage doesn't seem to be hampering him too much. See, they all
Diamond Douchey split the McLarens.
Yeah, so he's definitely on an absolute trounce of a run here. Up in P4 at the minute. Definitely a lot of pace in that Red Bull. And he's right on the back of Biddle. He'll be looking to dispose of him as quickly as he can. He closes so much in the middle of turn one. Can he get a good exit here onto the first of the DRS zones? He has 38%. He doesn't decide to use it though, so it looks like he's happy enough. But Fishsticks in behind, having a little look. Just thinks a lot better of it. And behind we can see just single file traffic now. As I say that, they're one of the Williams of TJ right up the rear of Dynamo Dan. And behind is As You Were, really. Single file.
Collateral Lads is building up his ERS. He turned it off and Because he had about 30% left, so he had to turn it off, which is not good when you've got Cruiser right behind him.
And speaking of one Ferrari,
Silverside and Dynamo Dan are having a battle for P9.
yeah, looked like Dynamo Dan tried to get the move done on or on Gary. They get it slightly done, but Gary has been able to defend it off for now. As we see the Haas of Collateral lads get that move done on Fish Sticks. Also, we've seen Revenzilla on Cruiser, both with the DRS. So Ads is making his way up here through this field with the damage up into P5. Next up for him is Diamond Douchey, but that gap at the front is still creeping out. 4.3 seconds the gap now. So at the minute it looks like this is steals to lose, barring any stupid mistakes from him or a safety car, dare I say. But Diamond Douchey right up the rear of Biddle. He's not letting him breathe for 1 second. Obviously now he's not using any battery, but Biddle dives down the inside, makes contact with the wall. Does he have damage on the left front? He's a lucky boy. It looks like he's got away with that one. Completely outbraked himself. Just tried to stick the anchors on a bit too late, trying to get down the inside of Monkey Boy, and that hasn't worked out for him. He's lost the position to Diamond Douchey. So
It gives Collateral lads chance to catch up and overtake him.
Have you seen
He's
Ads?
in a McLaren sandwich.
Seen Ads already tonight have great straight line speed, and he's already got rid of Biddle before the DRS, so that just says it all. Zilla as well, great straight line speed with the DRS. Monkey Boy though picks up the 3-second time penalty on the chicane, so that's not good for him. So now he really has his work cut out for him. Obviously the rest of the field in behind, so he needs to get 3 seconds somehow in front of Diamond Douchey, who's right up his rear end, and doesn't look like that's going to happen. But Ads basically from out of nowhere with this damage is starting to make this one work. And as I say, with damage, I forgot he did pit and repair the damage.
He did.
Oh, my head's gone sometimes. We quickly look down the field. Again, it just looks like it is as you were. Gary has slightly maybe made contact.
He's got slight wing damage.
Yeah, we knew he lost the front right, but has he got his front left as well?
He's done his front left now.
So
he went in, got a new front wing, and got his front left damage now.
Okay, Mercedes just have too much money to play around with.
No,
he's
got none. He's got no end plates on both sides.
So he's really going to struggle now with no end plates whatsoever. So it's not as if it's just one set of corners on the left. Now it's just both sets of corners as Dynamo Douchey gets up with Ads. Ads trying to stick it down the inside of him. Can't happen. Monkey Boy loses 2 positions in that one straight as we quickly flicked off though. Silverside Boy up into P7. Could it be P6? He's going to try to look down the outside at the last corner. Very little battery though to try to play with, so he needs to make a massive move into turn 1 if he wants to make this one happen. Makes a lot better of it. I tell you, these front three just are second, third, fourth just swapping about now. Monkey down into P4, back up into P3 at the Ad's expense. He has Biddle all over his rear end. Fishsticks now 17 lap old tyres. He has basically fallen off this battle, but one person who's still there or thereabouts still has to make a pit stop though is Zilla. He is holding off Gary for now.
Someone's just made contact with the wall. I've just seen some debris go flying. I don't know who it was.
Cruiser's lost his end plate. I think that was from earlier on. Gary we know doesn't have basically a wing at the this minute.
But his call has end plate damage. He collided with the wall
So, oh, speaking of colliding with walls, Cruisers just wanted to kill the rear end of his Ferrari. Has decided to slide the car out into the rear end, or into the wall. Obviously, he won't get any damage for that, but as I say that, he's either lost concentration there or something. But he's just hit the wall again. So I think he
I
might be
reckon
hitting the wall, just the auto wing damage. Just to make sure that they will change it. But Gary now up to P6.
he's not pitting. Cruz, he's staying out.
So 6 laps to go. He basically needs a safety car at this rate to try to stay in
He's-
this race.
He's got a pit. He's not done a single stop yet.
Dynamo Dan gets the move done on Gary. At the front, still definitely checked out of this race. Now that gap's just went up above 6 seconds. So it looks like this is definitely going to be Steele's race. But in behind, definitely all the positions to be fighting for. Monkey Boy with that 3-second time penalty. He needs to hope that these guys that he is racing with to try to push away from Dynamo Dan to try to guarantee a P5 for himself. But between Diamond Douchey, Ads and Biddle, looks like it's going to be for P2 and P3 on the podium. And these guys are not giving up whatsoever. Ads all over the back of Monkey Boy. No, Ads does have this straight line speed, so he might be able to get it. But actually, Monkey Boy is the one that has the great straight line speed right away on Dynamo Dan, for fuck's sake. Diamond Douchey down the inside. Them two I always mix up. It does my nutting. I just, yeah, forget about them. But Ads down the inside of Diamond. He gets that move done for now, but does Diamond try to fight it off around the outside? He will get the inside if he can hold it there. Just looks like his tires are slightly fade, but does have the nose there. There's contact. There's still contact. And that's going to allow Biddle now to try to make the move. He gets the move on Ads. Was Diamond... Fuck's it, Diamond Douchey. Given enough room in the inside of turn 2, he'd probably say no. I think there was a car's width there. Just a slight bit of contact which hampered it. But Jesus, Ads has sent one. I think Biddle really had to take the avoiding action there on the inside curb. Probably picked up another warning. So by my count, that would be 2 warnings for him. 1 more and he will be getting a 3-second time penalty for now. But the gap out front, 6.8 seconds now. But straight in behind, Monkey Boy is still leading this field. And as I say that, he makes contact with the wall now. So he's lost 2 positions. And has he lost his right front? No, he's actually got away with it. So he's been hampered down this back straight. But again, the straight line speed of this Alpine tonight has been an absolute joke. So will he be able to get past Diamond Douchey? Right up the rear end, but just can't make it happen. So his mistake that he had, as he's just clouded the wall again, somehow does not get damage. He's lucky, lucky boy. I do not know how.
Platter Lads is on 2 warnings, so he's got to be careful. Got to be very careful.
2 warnings, you know, at the minute it's P4 for him. So he could be happy enough with that from where he was down at the midpoint of this race. But 4.5 laps to go. Still looks like he's just done with this race. Podium, give us your prediction of 2nd and 3rd with 4.5 laps to go.
If Diamond can keep it clean, I reckon he'll get P2, but it's close between Monkey Boy, Bidley and Collateral Lads. It could go either way. I wouldn't want to put prediction on that because they're all driving so fast. It could change so quickly.
Yeah, speaking of just changing so
Saying
quickly.
of Collateral Lads, he's just overtaken Bidley. Talking about that. And he's overtaken Monkey.
and Diamond Tushy. So that has engine.
Like,
I don't know what
like,
Ferrari engine he has inside of that Haas, but I tell you, he's got it fucking working now. Took all three of them on the one straight. So he's looking to try to push away from these, but no battery though. And basically they all have no battery. Monkey Boy with 30 or 43. Biddle with 37 is our top two on the battery percentages at the minute.
Ads is on 8. He's about 6%.
And
So
Diamond,
he's having to turn it off again. Diamond's back through.
yeah, Diamond with the DRS. Pretty simple move around the outside. Did burn all of his battery to make it, but as you can see, turns that battery off now. He'll be able to coast through this middle part of the second sector without any pressure from behind.
Talking about that, just seen Mongo's now up to P8 now in the Mercedes. Just behind his teammate.
So that's an absolute great recovery drive from the second Mercedes. We've seen him have the contact on lap 1. Had to pit early, as you see him behind. Revenge Zilla decides to pull out the wall. PJ picks up the 3-second time penalty, so that's him done. When are these hard runners going to pit? When is Zilla, Fishsticks and Cruiser going to pit? They have to pit soon, obviously,
Yep.
but are they just going to try to go for fastest lap?
They were expecting another safety car.
Yeah. That has to be the thought. Obviously, our front two crashed out.
Here comes Zilla. Fish is still going.
So, Fish basically doesn't want a safety
And
car
Cruz
from
is
now.
still going as well.
So, both of them do not want to see a safety car now, which can't actually happen.
No.
Lap 23 of 25. So, we are green flag to the end. Go back up to this front fight. Crucially, Biddle is just over a second away from Diamond Douchey. So it looks like Diamond Douchey and Ads are going to be set for the podium. But as I say that, Biddle gets back in. Dynamo Dan does pick up a 3-second time penalty. And look at this gap come down. Dynamo Dan now 1.2 seconds in behind Monkey Boy. And the rest are following. So this is basically now a 7-car fight for P2.
This is still race to lose. He's 8.6 seconds up. He can take it nice and easy. He's got plenty of ERS. So he's happy at the front.
See the Red Bull of Diamond Douchey trying to make a move down the outside, couldn't get it to stick. Well defended from Ads. Breaks that slight bit later on the inside. Really, Diamond had nowhere to go. So them two looks like they've checked away from Monkey Boy and Biddle. Biddle at the minute picks up P4 due to Monkey Boy Kurt's penalty. But he'd rather that P4 on track. But he would also rather try to catch up to these guys in second and third. In behind now, Silverside Boy P6 has got the DRS now of Biddle. I tell you.
And the two that haven't pitted are pitting right now.
Yep, so see Fishsticks, Cruiser, both will be coming in for the softs. Going to get one flying lap at the fastest lap. Will be between one of them. Both
They
of
are
them,
both on softs.
none of them are going to get the extra point for it, so it is just all about reputation. Who has the big dick energy, as some people like to say. And I think Fishsticks would win that one, saying Cruiser is Scottish, and we all know about Scottish people. And that's just slightly racist.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Dynamo Dan, though, does make the move down the inside of Biddle's. This Ferrari has decided he's wanting to put the pace down now, though he does have this 3-second time penalty hanging over his head. Just kind of not going to make any inroads with that penalty. Probably will be finishing P8 the way it looks so far. As Ads and Diamond Douchey, basically all race have been fighting like this, side by side. Diamond Douchey, though, gets the move defended as we are going on to 2 laps to go. Or sorry, the last lap, sorry.
Last lap.
Still said lap 24 for Diamond. I did think it was the leader that it would change the lap time, but obviously not. So, last lap. 7 cars to fight for P2.
And still got this in the bag. He's 10 seconds well in front. He's just got to stay focused and get his head down.
Yeah, it's kind of
He's
been
timed that right.
a quiet night for Steele for now. He hasn't got much screen time, so we'll give him a little bit here. But we do have that battle in behind, so actually, fuck your screen time. Sorry, Steele. We will talk to you later on anyway. So I can apologise then. But this battle in behind is just so interesting.
Diamond's just hit the wall.
Diamond clouts the wall, gets a 3-second time penalty. That's allowed Ads to get the move done. So it looks like Ads is guaranteed the P2. Biddle, P6 at the minute. He's got 3 guys in front, all with time penalties. He's got the battery. Fucking Gary, though, 60% battery. Can he get Biddle? Does he have the straight line speed? If he has the straight line speed, gets this move on Biddle, Gary could be on the podium.
Yeah, on the podium. He can get this move done.
Biddle goes for the move on Dynamo Dan. Gary will be praying he makes a mistake here. Mongo's
got in front of Gary.
As I say, that still does cross the line for P1. So he took the nice easy win for him tonight. Who gets P2? It looks like it's going to be Ads. Although under pressure from Diamond Dushi. Ads gets it on track, but it looks like Biddle takes P3. Great race from him. Mongo.
What a comeback from Mungo.
Both the Mercedes tonight have had an absolute great drive. Mongo last after the first lap, up to P4.
Gary starting at the back after his qualifying mishaps.
Gary in the chat. No fucking wing. Let's go.
I saw that.
Does have the fastest lap for now. Does Cruiser take it off him? Not with that kind of waving about. So it looks like Fish Sticks did grab it. What an eventful race. We will quickly run through the top 10 very quickly. Game has given Gary the driver of the day, but that does not matter in FPRL. So Gary, you can take that for all you care. You will find out later on if you do get the driver of the day. As David says, screw you, Cruiser. Yeah. So I think Cruiser actually might have got the fastest lap, because we know David is very friendly with Fish Sticks. So
Cruiser just got the fastest lap right at the line.
Just pipped it. So he has just over 1/10 of a second between him and Fish Sticks' fastest lap. But we quickly run through the top 10. Still comfortable drive for him tonight. Started P8, gets P1. Adds great drive from him, P2. Biddle, P3 in the McLaren. Mongo and Silverside boys, both Mercedes, P4 and P5. Diamond Dushi, P6. Monkey Boy, P7 with that time penalty. Did not help. Diamond Dan, P8. Bread is Cool, P9. And Revenge Zilla, who had the long run on the hards, boxed very late, grabs our last point of the night in P10. So if you want to get Stale Ads, I
have just invited them. They've all just had an invite.
So we have one. Good
evening, Steel.
So we have our race winner in the party for his interview. Do we get the guys in second and third? I hope we do, because they were absolute great battle all night. Alan, God help you trying to pick driver of the day. We will find out later on, but I think you need to get your thinking cap on of who gets it tonight.
This is tricky.
Well, that is for Alan to decide. And I'm just glad I'm not co-coms tonight, because I wouldn't want to pick it.
No, it's tricky tonight. I must admit that.
We have the Billy. lads. Come on.
Come on, cattle snacks.
Represent. Fair enough. Major Alan.
I will give
Bet you
ads
didn't,
a couple
bet
of
you didn't
minutes.
expect me to be on comms tonight.
Oh, I did. The minute Davey put that message out there, he'd be all over it like a rash.
Tell you what, Alan, as we do get ads. So that's all our three drivers in. So I'll let you take P1 and P3. I'll take P2. So if you want to fire away with Biddle. Yes. Unlucky.
Lee, how do you reckon you done in qualifying and the race, battling with the likes of Collateral Lads, Diamond, if he's gonna even talk?
He's left.
Or you don't want to talk to me?
Fuck's sake, Biddle. Fucking dick. Right. Fuck Biddle. Gets his P3. Great drive. Doesn't want to do an interview, so yeah. Screw him.
loss.
That's his loss of driver of the day straight away. We'll move on to P2 anyway. Collateral Lads.
Yeah.
Back on the podium this season. Obviously, I don't think it's really a shock of many of us to see you up on the podium so far. P2, P4 in qualifying, I think it was.
Yeah.
Obviously, basically had provisional pole all the way up till about 3.5 minutes to go. Seen on your last lap, the 2 seconds. You did invalidate. Without that invalidation, do you think you had the time to beat Noah?
Possibility. I was 3 tenths up in the first sector, but the last sector obviously got a tow from Radical, which I wouldn't have got on that last flying lap, so it would have been close. But I was happy with P4 anyway. No, it's P3. P3. Qualified P3.
Oh, even better for you. I did think it was P4, but still P3 then. Moving on to that race. Just a hectic race all in. Battles left, right, centre, and you were basically in the middle of them. Talk us through that first part of that race. It just looked like you had nothing. You could. There was. I don't even know how to explain it. You had no breathing room whatsoever.
Yeah, it was actually quite fun. First bit, I managed to get past Biddle, obviously down with the DRS. Tried making the gap to Lexus, but pushing a bit too hard in the last chicane. I had a double whammy with the wall and I broke both front end plates. So when the virtual safety car come out, it did me a solid. So I lost obviously a lot of time, about 7 seconds in the pits doing my front wing change. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It pretty much did all me, Monkey and Douche were near enough the same pace today. It was, yeah, I really enjoyed it, to be honest. We're very, very clean driving from everyone. Very tight racing, but we all gave each other enough space where it was needed. And yeah, it was nice to race with the boys and actually have some really nice racing.
Yeah, I think it was just a great advertisement for FPRL in general, seeing that kind of standards tonight. It's just great clean racing everywhere. I think that's kind of what this track does give. Although it is slightly tight, there is overtaking chances. And I think with the DRS zones, it is quite easy to get the moves done. But speaking of the DRS zones, your straight line speed tonight was absolutely unreal. How low were your wings?
I had 8 front, 0 rear, but I didn't. I turned off my battery for the first sector and the second sector, so I was able to use full battery down that back straight, which helped me. I noticed a lot of people in front and behind were doing it, so and I was getting past at the beginning because I was using too much in the first sector. So I did that for most of the Grand Prix. I think Douche was the other one saving a lot of his battery in the first sector, but yeah, it was hard to obviously gauge where you can use your battery. I had to obviously use it a little bit more defending against 4 people, obviously throughout the whole of the Grand Prix. But yeah,
Think you were on two warnings. How close was that a real like worry for you? Was the corner cut? You pick up that 3 second time penalty. Basically, you're down in P6, P7.
Yeah, I think I got it through just at the end of just at the start of sector two. I got it in exactly the same place, 2 laps running. So it was I had to kind of change my line going through there for the rest of the Grand Prix. But once I saw when I passed, I think it was Monkey and Biddle the last couple of laps, and they had 3 seconds. I could take that line again because I was risking getting a penalty just to try and pass Douche. But yeah, it was. Yeah, I think I had to go 20 laps with 2 warnings, so it was, yeah, I was very good with the drive. I was happy to get on the podium after obviously breaking my wing, so it was good for the constructors also.
Yeah. So as we are in Portimao next week, Portugal. It's the only sprint race that we do have this season. What's your feelings for that? It obviously has been a while since we have raced in Portugal.
The other games, I was alright. My favourite, every time we've driven there, I've tended to done quite well. But this game, I haven't had not one lap round it. So I think it's going to be a full traction track, a medium traction. Then it is no traction. So it'll be nice to see where we all gauge who's running no traction. But I expect the likes of full traction, medium traction people to be closer or even in front of the no traction people there.
Well, hopefully that is the case because we've seen some great racing tonight, and if we get more guys involved, I think we could be in for a hell of a race next week. But congratulations on your P2 for tonight.
Thank you very
Great
much.
drive.
Thank you.
Biddle, you're just back. Are you going to speak or what?
No.
Are you going to let Alan take your interview? Bye
He
bye.
keeps getting
That's Biddle
disconnected.
done for the night. We'll give up on Biddle. Let's just say though, absolutely fantastic drive from him. Unbelievable battling that we did see from him. But we will move on to our race winner in the Williams. It had to be you, Steele. It just had to be. Steele. Alan, do you want to take away for Steele's interview?
How did you enjoy the race still, being at the front, all alone, mind your own business? I know you had a few battles at the start of the race. So just walk us through how you did with your race.
Yeah, it was cool. I just started and I drove in it. So
Well, that talk us through more of like some of the overtakes you did getting up to P1. Cause I kept seeing quite a few good overtakes. And you
I
was
don't really remember him, to be honest. I think I just passed him on the straight spot.
you were too busy racing. That's probably what it was.
Probably.
You're just putting your head down, focusing. Can't really say much 'cause
Yeah, I
that
think
anyone.
I think he passed. You passed everyone down the back straight, didn't you? And then obviously everyone was fighting behind there, so yeah, it was able to build a gap. But he was quick today, so I give it to him for that.
You must have a good setup then, didn't you? Still.
No, I
What
just
wings-
felt that's
Yeah, I thought he did you better.
Ah dear. Now the tricky part, ain't it, Cruz? Cross key.
Crew, don't ever call me
Sorry.
Cruz again.
I'm so used to doing that. The tricky. This
Before
is
we do that, though, Alan, I will give you another minute to think about that because there's definitely a lot of drivers
Yeah.
that could be nominated for Driver of the Day, and I'm glad it's not me picking. Just want to say, though, Steele, congratulations on your P1. Great drive from yourself. Once you got to the front, you controlled that race, created an 8 second gap at the end, just drove home as if it was nothing. So, congratulations on your P1, and nice to see you on the podium again this season.
simply a lovely drive. Well, enjoy
you
it.
can see. Hopefully, you can see more.
It was a Sunday drive after lap 5 or whatever it was.
So, Alan, you've had enough time to think about it. Who is your driver of the day?
Considering he started in the middle of the pack and went down to the back of the pack on the first lap after losing his front wing, driver of the day has got to go to Mongo. He's pulled back such an amount of being at the back end of lap one, losing the part of his front wing to being where he was when he finished. I know someone's going to be whinging at me, in particular because I didn't pick him as driver of the day, but Mongo deserved it being at the back after losing his front wing.
We'll be giving it to you.
Well, I know someone will be giving me, why didn't you pick me as driver of the day?
Don't worry about it.
I think there
You
was
all
a
know
lot
who
of
it
people
is.
that could have been chosen from, but Mongo I can definitely respect as driver of the day. So congratulations, Mongo, driver of the day for yourself. Great drive, obviously with the damage on lap one, having to pit all the way back. It's a great fight actually at the last lap to overtake your teammate Scary to take home. I think it was actually P5 in the end for the Mercedes. So congratulations for driver of the day. So that looks like that wraps everything up for tonight. Be sure to tune in though on Friday for the last of our week races this week. Going to be back in Las Vegas on Friday night, 8 p.m. You can watch along with, I think it is Gary and Locker for now. It looks like, yep, Gary and Locker. So they'll be taking you through the action of the tier ones. I will be involved. Just make sure not to watch how I drive because it is absolutely terrible. So that looks like that wraps everything up for tonight. So in the comms box tonight has been myself, CrossCrew1888, joined by,
Adrian Allen 99.
and it's been an absolute pleasure, Alan, to have you in
Yep.
the comms box, and I hope it does happen again.
I'm hoping it
But
does.
from ourselves, it has been a great night of racing. I hope you've enjoyed it. And from now, good night.
Good night.